What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Heck versus Hell, where the truth we tell. Hello, and welcome to everybody listening to this, whether you are new to the channel, the broadcast, or you've been here as a veteran, un veterano, and just hanging around, spreading the love of God, being able to walk with us in this path and in this life. We hope that you feel that way as well with us, that we're able to resonate with you in the conversations that we have, in the understandings that we have, uh, the relation that we put out there, and of course, just the community that we're building overall. Wherever it is that you're listening to this on, always remember to check out www.realdovedosechannel.com for any updates, anything that we got going on. That's kind of our one-stop hub. We just got so much stuff on there, so much goodies, so much events, transpirations, overall stuff, right? But I want to leave you this quick message as this motorcycle or whatever that was passes by. But I want to leave you this quick message, something that is an epiphany I kind of had while I was actually doing some yard work. And it reminded me of how you can really learn from anything, because I don't know how it popped in my mind, but I was essentially thinking about, there was a video that I saw where it was like fails, right? I don't know if you ever heard of fail army, or you've seen people fail at accomplishing a task that typically is very easy. So think about it like this. I saw a video where they were at a lake or somewhere. It was kind of wooded. There was trees next to it. Obviously, you could hear there's little birdies next to me too. But they had a rope swing. They had a rope that was tied to the tree. And what you would do is you grab onto the rope and you swing off from it, run towards the lake, and you kind of swing into the lake, right? And you let go of the rope, so you just plop into the lake, which seems fun, seems cool. I haven't got the opportunity to do that yet, but that's kind of the whole point of it, right? They have those and they make them up. They literally makeshift. You could do that just about anywhere that has a tree next to a lake or a pond or whatever. And there was one guy that had gone, and he went and grabbed onto the rope. He swung, and I guess it was fear, or I don't know what it was, but he kept holding on to the rope. So he ended up swinging backwards, and he just rammed into the tree because he went outwards with so much force, right? So it obviously caused some kind of pain to him. I don't know if it caused an injury per se, in the sense of a broken arm, broken rib, broken leg. I don't believe it did, but it definitely could have. So I was looking at that, and I was just thinking about it, how doing something that you are not going to be fully committed to is more detrimental than if you just don't do it. And you might be thinking, Hector, what the heck versus hell do you mean by that? And I'll gladly tell you. So what I mean by that is, there's other videos too. I've seen one where I want to say it was some person going down a slide, and they were like scared of sliding, so they were sliding kind of weird, and they weren't able to do it right, so they just completely came off the slide, like they came off the edge, because they didn't do it the way they were supposed to do it. They didn't commit the way they were supposed to commit. In the same way, we as human beings, not just followers, but as human beings, mankind, the image of God, and the malleability that we have, we are highly impressionable. This is why staying conscious and having the foundation that we have and having the determination and the willpower that we have is very crucial and essential for our walk, right? So I say this leading up to it, right, of what I mean. If you go into a venture or if you go into something that you take on as a journey and you are not fully committed to it, it could come back more detrimental, more harmful to you than if you just never did the thing. Now, this is where it kind of complicates things in a way, because that could almost reinforce people. If you have a fear of failure, don't take this as an excuse to say, well, I'm just not going to do anything. And if you're a perfectionist or a procrastinator, right, you identify with those things. I'm not saying you are, and I'm not saying you should identify with those. But if those are the characteristics that you are exhibiting and you are likely to identify with them, do not take it as an excuse. Do not take it as an excuse to not take action. Do not take it as an excuse to feel like you're not fully prepared for it. Commit to it and commit to it all the way. Don't procrastinate on it. And it doesn't mean just, hey, go in there blindly either, but take the actionable steps. And with every step, even with you learning, make sure you are learning to the best of your capacity, right? Even if you don't fully know what you're doing, make sure you're doing it to the best of your capacity. So whatever that is, even if it's a little side hustle, or if it's you beginning your ministry or beginning your online presence as a content creator for the kingdom, right? Whatever it may be, do it and fully commit to it. Because if you don't, you may end up blaming God for why it's not working whenever you're half in, half out. Therefore, why would God bless it if you're not all the way in? You're showing where your heart is at. So it can create a negative belief in your mind of you believing things do not work out for me. And you begin to curse yourself. So by not being committed, you begin to curse yourself because you create experiences. You create the experiences that tell you a certain story that does not align with truth. Because one of the things is we are either blessed or we're cursed. There is absolutely no in between. We are blessed or we cursed. I want to say it was Deuteronomy 29:10. I can't remember what it was. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't remember what it was. It was either Deuteronomy 29 and Deuteronomy 30. But it speaks about how basically he was telling them, he's like, choose life. And it sounds like a very, wow, that's a no-brainer kind of thing. You know, who wouldn't choose life? But it's literally a choice to see yourself as blessed and cursed. And through your belief system, that dictates how you truly feel and the results that you will get. So if you believe that nothing works out for me, you're not fully going to commit to it. So now you're creating a deeper hole. And how can you ever take any leaps of faith if you believe that nothing's ever going to work out for you? How are you going to allow God to open the blessings that he has stored for you if nothing ever works out for you? How are you going to walk the walk with God, doing the portion of his will that you were created for, if you cannot commit and you've decided that nothing ever works out for you? It's very, very crucial And this is biblical. I mean, everything, no matter how small, everything you do it wholeheartedly. Do it to the best of your capability. Do it to the best of your positioning. Do it to the best capacity that you can. However you want to cut it, however you want to slice it. Do it to the best, and don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself and say, oh, I am doing it to my best, whenever you know you're not. Make sure you're actually doing it to the best of your capacity and putting your whole focus on it. Don't do something while thinking about another thing. It's different. It's a different than praying while you're going through it. But focus on what you're doing. Be present in what you're doing. Do it properly. Don't just half butt something just to say that you tried it. In the same way as there's either you're cursed or you're blessed, you should see it as either you do it or you don't. Right? Trying shouldn't even be something in the vocabulary. Either you do it or you don't. So do it. Right? Not to be Nike or nothing, but just do it. But do it to the fullest of your capacity and fully commit to it. If you were going to do something, do it all the way. And if you are not going to do it all the way, do not commit to it. Because why would you want to give somebody 20% of what you were capable of giving them? Why would you want to give God 20% of what you were capable of giving him? Now, it's different whenever it comes to prayer life, right? Whenever it comes to God and the relationship and building that relationship. I know there's certain times and there's certain things where you get in what feels like a pit. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. And you feel like you have to almost discipline yourself back into it. That's a different story, because I don't want you going and saying, well, I'm just not going to pray because I know I'm not going to pray full-heartedly. Pray anyways. Pray anyways. That's different whenever it comes to the relationship with God. But with everything else, whenever it comes to your obedience to God, whenever it comes to doing a certain portion of ministry, even if it's going to speaking up, you feel the Holy Spirit tugging at you to go and speak to somebody, do it. Right? But anything we do and anything we put our hands on will work, so long as you are committed to it and you are persistent enough. It says in Proverbs that the work of the diligent will surely succeed. So if you were diligent enough to do it, it will succeed. I love you all. I hope you have a blessed one. As always, we will catch you on the flip side.